Syayanam Tanam Salataya Chakshuramitam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Bhava Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Sutade Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachanine Devi Shesha Shankarani Vasthita Sakanine Hare Krishna. Singha Bhagavan Ki. So, coming up to this wonderful festival of the appearance of Narahari, Singha, one of the most popular form avatar of the Lord, he comes to this planet, to this earth, in this universe, primarily to attract the conditioned souls, to wake us up into our real position, what we're supposed to be doing, and what's going on here. And he does that by performing extraordinary pastimes and leaving transcendental instructions. So because he's a Lord, he does acts in very wonderful ways. Otherwise, if he act ordinary, no one would believe that he's the Supreme Lord. So therefore, he appears sometimes as a humongous fish or a boar, as well as the human incarnations. And this form of Nrsimhadev is very, very extraordinary. But the instructions in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 7th canto, there's 9 chapters about Lord Nrsimhadev. But he's only talking practically in 1 chapter. And most of the instruction is coming from his great devotee Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad is the actual hero of the story. As you know that Hiranyakashipu was the big demon. He was a successful materialist, the most successful materialist. He had everything, he had the whole universe under his control. And whatever he said, the demigods were so fearful that they followed. So, because he was against Vishnu, because Vishnu killed his brother, Hiranyakashipu, he hated Vishnu and he hated anything that represents him, the Vedic culture. So anyone who followed Vedic culture, they would get reverse activities. If you perform pious activities, you get a bad result. If you did some home or anything like this, charity, you get a bad result. So naturally everyone stopped all of these activities. It was so powerful that the devatas who managed the universe had to comply to him rather than follow the Lord's order out of fear. And the only person that was fearless, was not fear, who couldn't control, was his little son Prahlad. Because Prahlad was a transcendental pure devotee of the Lord. So in so many ways he tried to, he was so disturbed that he even tried to kill his own son in so many different ways. But he was always unsuccessful because the Lord protected him. And so he was really furious when he asked Prahlad, what have you learned at school? And Prahlad said the best things was Shravanam Kirtan, Kirtanam, Smaranam, like this, the 9 processes of devotional service, which only made him more angry. But he didn't know what to do. But then Prahlad's teachers pacified him and said, don't worry, he's only a young boy, he's not a threat to you. Although Hiranyakashipu did think he was a threat. He's not a threat, and when our father comes, his guru, Sukacharya, he'll speak to him nicely and train him up in the ways of the demons. We'll teach him again Dharma, Artha, Dharma, etc. So they were given these lessons, but when the teachers left, then Prahlad would call his friends. And they would call him to play, but he would say, no, come here, I have something better. He said a wise person doesn't waste his time in plane, human life is very, very rare, very valuable. We don't get, it's the least amongst all the species of life, the human form of life. Although it's temporary like the rest, it is useful in as much as we can, in this human form, we can understand the purpose of life and attain perfection life, go back to Godhead. So why should we shouldn't listen to these teachers teaching why should we work for material happiness? Because it's already coming. Just like this stress comes automatically, we don't look for it. Nobody wants to be unhappy, but it comes. Oh, it's always coming. So the same way, the happiness is also coming. According to one's karma, we're in this world. We have so much, according to our previous pious and impious activities, we're going to enjoy so much, and we're going to suffer so much in this life, and that we can't change. So why you're acting in such a way as to try to reduce the problems of life, which are going to come anyway, and trying so hard for happiness, which is going to come anyway. You don't have to do that. So this is just distractions. This is how Maya distracts us, because we're supposed to be serving Krishna with love and devotion. But these two aspects become a very powerful weapons of Maya Devi. She says, oh no, you must have a peaceful situation, then you can, for us, you can practice your devotion nicely. Or she's offering some happiness. So Prahlad is saying that this pursuit after these things which come automatically is just wasting time. And there's no real benefit for it. If you get material happiness, the result will be that you become more attached to the material world. And if you try to resolve the problems, the result is you're going to be frustrated. So material life is always problematic. Whereas devotional service is very easy and very joyfully performed. Just like we're performing devotional service tonight, we come to hear and watch in association of devotees, the pastimes of the Lord. So it's very, you don't need a lot of paraphernalia to hear about Krishna, to remember Krishna, to chant about Krishna. You don't have to work so hard. And the result is that you go back to God, that you become free from this samsara. And they said, how do you know these things? So he said, I learned from Narada Muni, he's my guru. They said, wait a minute, how can you, Narada Muni won't come here, he won't come to this place. How did you learn? We only learned from our Sangha and Anartha, our teachers. So then, I said, how can we believe that Narada's a guru? So then he told them the story of how, when Hiranyakashipu, when my father went to perform austerities at Mandara mountain, at that time the devas, they came and attacked the demons, and they beat them nicely and scattered them. And then they captured my mother, who was pregnant with me in her womb. And while they were taken away and she was crying helplessly, Narada was there, and he said, what are you doing? Leave this lady alone, she's innocent. And they said, no, she's got the son of Hiranyakashipu in her womb. Hiranyakashipu is a big menace. If you don't want another one like him, we'll take the lady, we'll take her and we won't harm her. But when the baby is born, we'll let her go peacefully, but we'll kill the baby. And Narada Muni said no, because Narada Muni is Chidalagan, he knows past, present, and future. He said, no, you inside her womb is a very, very powerful servant of Krishna. You won't be able to kill him. He said, he'll be a pure devotee. So you let me take this, I'll take care of Hiranyakashipu's wife. So then they gave to Narada Muni, who took her to his ashram. And there she served him very faithfully, and he was imparting transcendental knowledge to her. And by His grace and the will of the Lord, Prahlad from within the womb heard all these instructions for a long time, because Hiranyakashipu was meditating for a long, long time, performing a tapasya for a long, long time. And Hiranyakashipu's wife, she didn't want to have the child till her husband came back. So they were powerful in those days. So he stayed in the womb for a long time and heard all of these transcendental instructions about pure devotional service to Krishna. So he said the human body form is very rare, and within that we only live 100 years, and half of that is spent in sleeping. First 10 years are in ignorance, then the next 5 years is spent in education. The last 20 years of your life, you can't do anything, and the 20 before that, it's like 60 to 80. Then diseases come, and you're worried about how to maintain. So it's just that here, 40 years in between 20 and 60, and within that time we're chasing after, we're worried about the future, right? How are we going to be able to make a nice society? We have to get a family, we have to protect our family, how to get a nice house, we've got to get a nice job, educate the children and keep them nicely. We're always thinking of the future. How will we maintain this? So it's actually a struggle, even in that few years, and there's no time for spiritual life practically, because we're always caught up in this defending. But it's the nature of this material world. And even as devotees, we find we're doing these two things. So even one has knowledge, still those aspects of life, how to preserve myself, how to be peaceful, and then how to enjoy. These are so deeply ingrained within our consciousness for so many births we've been in the material world. And that's all we've been doing, looking for a peaceful situation that we can enjoy because of the ignorance of identifying ourselves with the body. So, and he said, and his body is just going through the 6 transformations. It appears and it grows and maintains, and some of them dwindle size. So just like the trees that give fruit. Like the mangoes. Last month the mangoes were only that big, and now they're big and hard and green. And then they would go red and yellowish, they become ripe, and then they will fall off. And then the next year lots more fruits will come and fall, but the tree will remain consistent. So like that he said that we should, the soul, the real living entity, so we should give more time for that, because he is consistent. These bodies are just coming and going through these changes and falling off again. Rather than giving so much time for these temporary manifestations, we should give more time for the soul, or self-realization. Understand our real business of life. Well, the material is simply troublesome. As soon as one, and Prahlad says, he said your distress starts as soon as you make a plan for happiness. At that moment your distress starts. Because when we have a desire to be happy or to achieve something, so we make a goal, then to achieve that goal, we have to work hard, right? There's time, there's energy, we have to work for it to get it. So he said that, and generally, he said the endeavor is more troublesome than, it takes you more time and more energy, more struggle, than what the actual goal is worth in many cases. But it's always a problem how to achieve that. So he said if a person can give up that endeavor for a peaceful situation to try and stop the problems coming, and that endeavor to be happy, at that moment, he said they will be peaceful and happy. Because as soon as you start to endeavor, you have to work for that. So, and these are just distractions by Maya. Her business is to distract us from serving Krishna. And we see this, he's actually very expert. And so one should take to this process of devotional service, which is very easy. The practice of devotional service is we hear in the song, it's simply joyful, chanting, dancing, associating with devotees, hearing Krishna Katha, taking prasadam. The process is actually simply joyful. It is actually very simple. In the material sense, when people are happy, they want to celebrate. When everything is really good, and you're really happy, then you have a celebration, right? What happens at the celebration? There'll be some music, and then you're dancing. There'll be something to eat, and there'll be some like this entertainment. So that's the process of devotional service. So already the best things in the material world, that's our actual process. The things that we're working hard for, that's what we start 4:30 in the morning. We sing and dancing. That's the goal of happiness for the materialist. So see how simple it is. Lord Chaitanya made it so simple that he knows that we're so fallen and unqualified that he gives you a process that people like to do. When you're happy, you'll do that. We associate with the devotees. We take nice food. The karmis, they take some intoxication to loosen up. And we take the tasty wine of the holy name for intoxication. So the process is actually, if you think about it, it's actually simply, the process is actually simply joyful. And the result of it, we go back to Godhead. But the result of for getting that devotional service and endeavoring for our own safety and happiness, the result is again we take wealth in the material world. So this is just the conditioned souls simply makes an ass of himself in the material world by neglecting this very wonderful gift that is offered to everyone, and we seem to be very unfortunate people are reluctant to take it. And Mahaprabhu has a problem that I bought this love of God here to distribute, but even though I'm given a fraction of the price, people are not very interested to take it. You please help. He's asking, talking to his devotees, you please help me distribute this. I'm one man, what can I do? So by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord, the Lord invests his people Shakti with, he gives it the property of his devotees. They come and they enlighten us. They give us this information. They tell us, they wake us up to what is material life and what is actually real spiritual life. So this is one such occasion where the Lord appears and he gives us these great instructions, trying each of his devotees. Even Hiranyakashipu is given instructions in that section of the Bhagavatam. So we can be entertained, and we can happily assimilate this transcendental message through the medium of song and dance and art. So we're very happy that the Mayapur youth have arranged this nice program for us tonight. We wish them the best and give us many more pleasurable nights of entertainment and education. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much, Pankajami Prabhu. So before we continue, I have a few announcements. These front row seats are, it says reserved, but actually it's for your own safety because during the drama there will be some things and maybe some people falling off the stage. So you need to please keep it open. Also, can I ask you to please clear the aisles? I know there's a lot of people here, but if you all considerately squeeze together, then we'll be able to have space. And all these children here at Mataji, could you please sit on the bench? Everybody, please move together so that people can sit on the benches. We are expecting His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj to arrive and watch the drama. So we need, please, that the doors are clear and that when he arrives, in the case that the drama is going on, you please contain yourselves. I know it's always exciting when he comes and everybody likes to, get excitable, but if you could please contain yourselves so that the drama can go on peacefully and that our actors don't start panicking and things can carry on smoothly. Thank you very much. Again, these children at the front here, whoever they belong to, please remove them from the aisles. Sorry. But yes, you do. Your children are here, please. Okay. So, continuing. Next, we'll have a dance from Mahima. Wait, one. Next we'll have a dance from Mahima. She's quite famous for her dance. She's been dancing on TV and in other very interesting places. I heard about Hawaii and some other, so she's very talented, and of course she's the daughter of Madhava Priya Mataji. I don't know a lot about her, to be honest, but I know she's a very good dancer and she's the daughter of Madhava Priya Mataji, so she's immediately, that's very nice things to hear. She's going to be dancing about Gajendra. Just get the notes. I'm sure you're aware of the story of Gajendra. He was the king of elephants, and he was enjoying in a lake along with his lady elephants, and he was attacked by a crocodile. And the crocodile, because the crocodile was in his element of water, then he had the upper hand. So they were fighting for a really long time, and the elephant was growing weak because he was out of his depth in the water. And eventually he realized that he couldn't do anything apart from call out to the Supreme Lord. What? I have a paper here that says Gajendra Moksha on it. Well, maybe she can come out here and explain herself. Apparently we're not dancing about Gajendra today. Mahima, if you'd like to please explain to us then why I have a paper that says Gajendra on it.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Mataji's, actually I'm going to dance Krishna Leela, and one of the parts represent a pastime of Lord Vishnu and Gajendra. So that's it. Thank you.